Right, so today we've got the wonderful Louise Black joining us. How are you doing, Lou?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. A bit chilly, but yeah, other than that, good.
Good. So we're going to be running through just a little bit of feedback really on how your first 90 days have been running your own business in partnership with Keller Williams. So yeah, here we go. How's it been?
Honestly, it's been incredible, and I sound like a cheesy advert when I get going about it, but I've absolutely loved what I've come into. So it's not my background, it's not what I knew. I've never dreamed of being an estate agent, but I've always loved business and I've always dreamt about being a business owner. So this has been great for me, and the first 90 days have been an absolute whirlwind. I've met so many incredible people. I've got an amazing support team around me who have just been an absolute delight, and have helped me every step of the way. I've had the best training like I've never received in my career, to get me where I need to be. And yeah, it's been pretty successful, which I never thought I'd be sat here saying 90 days in, but yeah, it's been...
I know, it's gone really quick, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And what would you say has been your biggest challenge starting your own business?
Probably just the amount of information about learning about an absolutely new sector within real estate. I cannot believe how much these people have to know to be able to do the job. I had all the transferable skills coming from, a 30 odd year career in retail. So
yeah,
I wasn't worried about running businesses because that's what I've done for other people. And it's quite nice doing it for yourself, really. You have a different mindset for that. But no, the physical volume of information and the number of books I've read and the training I've received is quite overwhelming, and that's quite a lot to take in. That's a big challenge, not necessarily having to do a lot of learning before. So
sure. I think if you are thinking about starting your own business, it's fair to say that when you partner with Keller Williams, there is an awful lot to take in, but the good thing is it's continuous.
yeah.
So if you forget something, we'll be running the same session the following month, the following week, etc. So you have that ongoing support from our business. And in terms of I guess from those challenges, what would you say have been sort of your best bits?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the people.
Yay!
So the best bits are definitely the support network. I have never met anything like it in my life. I thought I came from the best business, the most people business, and the reason I stayed there for 17 years was the people. But having stepped into this new business and met just the most generous people, and I don't mean like throwing money at you or anything, I mean time. People give you their time, and it doesn't matter how many times you ask them something, they are always there for you. Yeah. And not just even in Bromley, in our centre, I can lift the phone to anybody. So if I know somebody's good at something or I just want a different take on it, it doesn't matter. And I think the other thing that blew me away was there's no levels. So it doesn't matter who you speak to. Everybody is like the same. Yes. And I can lift the phone and, feel comfortable talking to people far more senior in the business. I would never have done that in my previous job. But and I really like that. I really like the culture. And I think that makes you feel really supported and very valuable, and worthy of what you're doing, and your voice counts, and I can be me, and yes, people accept me for being me as part Definitely. Of that, and what you bring, and everybody brings something different. So for me, the best bit's the people.
Brilliant.
I couldn't shout enough about them.
Yeah, and I second what you say about the culture as well. There is no hierarchy. No. We're all on the same level. We're all here to learn and support each other and build everyone's business up together. And I think what's very useful and so lovely about Keller Williams is that it's almost a business within a business. Yeah. You've got the support of a worldwide brand that's almost then been scaled down a little bit more, and then you end up with your business. And for us to all collaborate together and build on that, I think is it's definitely worth being part of.
Yeah, I mean, driving results is everybody's thing, and that is the thing in business. But this is weird because everybody wants you to do well, and it's not about stepping on anybody's toes. Nobody, fights over the business, even though we all work, local and together. The driving results and getting you where you need to be is just, it's such a great focus from everybody in the team. That's unusual. Normally it's like every man for themselves in business.
No, there's definitely an element of teamwork, isn't there? And you are able to collaborate, and from a customer's perspective as well, you as an agent have got access to a whole portfolio of properties, both for sale and for rentals, and as a buying agent as well. So the value that you can bring to the vendors and the landlords is very different to what some of the other typical estate agents can offer as well. So if there was one thing that you could have done differently, what would it be?
I suppose this is more about circumstances than anything else. So having started a business during lockdown, and then we went into national lockdown, so I haven't had the chance to physically go out with many other agents to see their style, to understand processes and practice, to get tips and hints. I've done a market appraisal, and I did a round of viewings with 2 of the other agents, but I would love to have been able to do more of that. I think that's probably circumstance rather than how I've channeled what I've done. But yeah, I think that would be a big, if I went back and did it again, I would focus more in my first month about shadowing.
But I definitely think, you have been bold and very brave in starting your own business during a pandemic, but your success says otherwise. So first 90 days, what's the end result?
We've had a sale already. So I put a property on Christmas Eve. So that was about 6 weeks into business, and I sold that a couple of weeks ago, and I've got my second property up for sale this week, which is one of my neighbours. So it's nice to keep it really local, and I can tell them loads about the local area, including the neighbours themselves. And then I've got a let coming up next week. So it's all starting to pick up, which I've surprised myself.
Definitely. And in terms of any of the models that are out there, you could have gone into high street, you could have gone to some of the other competitors out there. What is it that drew you to Keller Williams?
It's funny because I posted a video about this earlier today, and it's about the culture. The culture and the values are so aligned with my inner beliefs and my DNA. It's like the perfect fit. It's like you found me, not I found you. It's like fate. And I'm now sounding like the cheesiest advert.
The culture does. The culture is a big thing, and especially in current circumstances, I think it's so good to have that support network around you, both from a professional element, but as well as personal as well, because there is that family vibe. And
I think I knew that from the day and hour I spoke to the 2 people who introduced me to the business, and it was out of a random conversation through a LinkedIn contact. It was never me chasing, and I knew there was something there that I was really interested in. There was something that hooked me in, and then having further conversations thereafter, I always knew in my heart there was something that I wanted to be involved in, because it's not a bunch of teenagers, for want of a better phrase, dressed in shiny suits trying to do targets, and that's not what I want to be. And that's the difference. And yeah, it's been a great decision.
Culture is key. We love that. And what makes you different, Lou, to any of the other typical agents that are out there?
Well, the biggest thing that makes me different is it's not something I've done all my life. So I bring a raft of different skills, and I think the transferable skills that I can bring over can give my clients a completely different take on how the industry is, because let's be honest, we don't have a particularly great reputation when you ask people. I tend not to say I'm an estate agent. I tend to refer to it as real estate, because I don't want to be in that pigeonhole.
Sure.
So, I mean, my marketing background is key. I did a degree in marketing in the last couple of years, and I'm a massive fan of promotion via social media platforms, and I just embrace them and try things. I'm not I'm not scared to get it wrong. You know, if it doesn't work, don't worry about it, try a different way. I mean, TikTok's the perfect example. I thought it was for kids. I tackled that this year, so that was my 2021 thing, was learn TikTok off my 9-year-old niece. And I got a random, I don't really know how to explain it, just a random hit that ended up going viral, and I had 50,000 hits within 10 days on this one piece of material, which wasn't really all that. It was one of my first ones, but you know, you've got to run with it, you've got to work with it and embrace it. So,
and it's taken you out of your comfort zone, hasn't it? And I think that you're, like you said, you're not scared to step into the unknown, because that's how you improve, that's how you get better, and that's how you're different from everybody else, because you're not doing what all the other typical or high street agents are getting up to, and that's just sticking it on your typical portals. You are talking about your local area, you are connecting with people on your social media channels, you are sharing valuable information, and I think that in itself offers something, like you say, that not many other agents out there are doing.
But I'm also quite happy to show me, and show me being a bit silly sometimes, or you know, the face behind it, because the brand is me, I am my brand, and I want to make sure that people understand that as a connection. So I can market a business, and I know I could market it as a business and do all the corporate type stuff, but actually the whole point of being different is that there is a face, and it's a personal thing, and it's a personal service that I'm offering clients. Therefore I want them to know, like, trust me. So they need to see me, and they need to see me at my best, and sometimes not looking my best.
You're only human, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they can see me with my lockdown hair and my gym jams on and having a bit of a laugh in the flat, but you know, there is a personable side to that, and I think that's super important. And then I suppose the other key thing is that for 10 years of my career I was a space planner, so I was designing layouts, albeit for a department store. It's really useful because when I can go and see properties, I can like talk to people about how they can use their space better, how they can change their space. I'm quite good at visualizing and trying to explain that to somebody so that they can see how they can live in that space, or how they can tweak the space to work better. So that's, again, something that you wouldn't get necessarily from anybody else, because it is quite a niche job. So
sure. And again, it's just transferable skills which are hugely beneficial to any of the people that you're working with. Brilliant. Well, thank you ever so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if anyone wants to reach out to Lou, it's Lou Black. So email is louise.black@kwuk.com. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, Kimberley.